We have a fantastic episode today, and I am so glad I am not alone in doing this episode because I am still a baby beginner on this. I'm going to be honest. But I have lovely people here to help me out today to talk about the very cool, the very exciting short form videos. I mean, they're not new. In fact, they're like the early days of videography where everything was short. Like, you're lucky to get 3 seconds. Uh, I know the history of it. But specifically, here we are in the 21st century, and this is what all the kids want. And when I say kids, I mean everybody. This is what people are craving. This is what they are spending all their time on. And it's been like this for years. That is why TikTok is so popular. And then Instagram Reels started that up. And now YouTube Shorts is also doing the thing. And because it is so wildly popular, it's so much more popular than long form video like this podcast. It is the way, if you are looking to grow your platform, if you are looking to be heard, which, let's be honest, as creatives, often what gets us to publish, what gets us to share our work is we want to be heard. We want other people to share our ideas, our thoughts, our fantasies, whatever it is. We want to communicate that. If you want all those things, then short form video is essentially the lowest hanging fruit to get that. So, on the theory that you wish to be successful and not just die in obscurity, with no shade on that, I know several people who have literally told me to my face, that is how I wish to be. And then I want my children and my grandchildren to find my diaries and da-da-da. It's like, okay, you're betting a lot on the future, but okay, you live you. So if you are not interested in dying in obscurity, but instead would like to live in, at least be able to find your tribe, your group of readers, your group of fellow creatives who share your vision, who love your stories, who love your ideas or your research or your perspective on the world. If that is what you're looking for, short form video is the low hanging fruit that we are currently recommending everybody develop in order to be able to reach the people that really want to hear what you have to say, really want to read your thoughts, your stories, your fantasies. And so that is today's episode. And to help me is the fantastic and so much more skilled and talented than me people, Tim and Laura.
Hi.
I'm so glad you're here because trust me, this is not my wheelhouse.
I keep hearing in my head is, do you want to die in obscurity or live in infamy?
Yeah, I definitely want to live in infamy. I'll just be honest, y'all. I already live in infamy. Every time I go viral even a little bit, it like starts a We Hate Glory club. So at a certain point, it's like, yes, give me let me, like something about me just calls out regressives, makes them come out of the woodwork and go, rah, rah, somebody light a fire. Somebody get Glory and get her onto the pile. So at a certain point, I've just come to accept it must mean I'm doing things right. It's fine. Because, I mean, yeah, I am a visionary. I've been told this by so many people. At a certain point, I'm going to believe. Enough people tell me, all right. And my actual degree is in designing curriculum. So here, as a visionary, let me teach you all the things that I think you need to know in order to be your best self, in order to, make your visions a reality. One hopes that your visions are not dystopias, not necessarily utopias either, but just, nice lives. Nice lives where They're filled with compassion and kindness. That's my vision. Yes, live in infamy. Totally, exactly. See? Hey, let's see. Hi, Maggie. Hanging on the dim room with the migraine. Aw, but love to hear everyone. Aw. Well, I hope
Feel better.
And hi, Steph. Listening along with y'all. All very nice. But yeah, like, this is what, as if I am trying to share my visions with the world of the world I wish to live in. Visions be for themselves with their doctor, and no government is involved. I know. What a wild idea. Anyway. And that also that I am free to wear clothes of any gender, not just my chosen gender. That if I'm feeling froggy and I want to dress up, I can wear whatever I want. And again, no government is involved. That's my vision. So
you want to dress like a frog?
Yes. You know what? If I feel like wearing a frog outfit, I want to be able to wear a frog outfit, okay? And I don't want it to be like, well, no, it has to be a girl frog outfit. You can't wear a boy frog outfit. Like,
you got to put eyelashes on that frog.
Oh. No, I don't. Because you know why? Frogs don't have eyelashes. Hey, anyway. I'm fine. But these are among my many, many visions of the world I would like to live in. I also, let's be honest, y'all have met me. I am a very whimsical person. And I would love if the world were a bit more whimsical, a bit more fanciful, a bit sillier, maybe a little bit more fun. It's so super serious all the time. Ugh.
It is.
Truly. Like, I did not think my mom did a great job, but I am definitely not half as paranoid as a lot of people. My God. So, because, by the way, that is where paranoia comes from. If we're not talking about an actual brain chemical imbalance, but somebody who does not have a chemical imbalance, and yet they do experience what a therapist considers high amounts of paranoia, that has to do with they were not held enough as a child, as an infant, in their caregiver's arms. That when they wanted to be held, they were not. And that is where we get just regular run-of-the-mill, everyday life paranoia. So hold all those babies. Never let the infant touch the ground if you can help it.
Hello, Eva.
Hello. Hello. But yeah. So on that note, hi Tom, hi Laura.
Hi.
Y'all are both great at making short videos. And longer videos too, frankly. Oh boy, do I hate editing videos. Oh my God, y'all. I thought I hated editing still photography. And I eventually just plowed through. I got this skill. It's okay. It's not my love, but it's fine. And then I discovered videography and editing that. And that just sucked all the life out of me, all the will to live. And that is why I record my podcast live. I mean, and that is actually the truth. Tom knows that is the real truth. I just don't want to edit these videos. So, if you also feel that way of, I don't want to edit my face, I'm tired of looking at me, short form video might be for you. Because, number one, more than likely, you're not going to record more than 1 to 10 minutes of video to edit down, period. You just don't need that. Especially when you know you're doing short form. Number two, a lot of acceptable kinds of short form video do not require you to record your face. You can honestly just record the thing you're talking about and do a voiceover.
A book flip through.
Yes.
Whatever.
And you do not even necessarily have to record your own voice. Heck, you can actually have various software say what you want to be said And then if you feel like you need to edit that a little bit, you can do that. So there are now enough technology to work around the issues that, I mean, I'm not the only one who's like, I don't want to edit my face. Please don't. I can't look at me talking all day. It's just demoralizing. I'm not the only person who has said that. And I thought I would be fine with it till I tried to edit it and was like, never mind, no. That I just, yeah, I really appreciate that y'all want to hear what I have to say, because it turns out at a certain point, I don't want to listen to myself. I cannot stand my voice or my face. Maggie says some of us were systematically programmed with paranoia by our parents because nuclear war threat and hallucinogenic compound in the 1960s meant children of the 70s were feral like Mad Max world. Yes. But yes, I'm gonna let that lay. I'm not. I made a short while y'all were talking. Very nice. Good job, Spence. Yes, if you wish to make sure the new generation is not as paranoid as you, be sure to hold them and have other people hold them all the time. Now, if the child doesn't want to be held, that's fine. They run around. But as soon as they do the uppie, somebody picks them up. And they're far less likely to grow up struggling with unbidden paranoid thoughts. Megan says, I'm editing my video transcript while watching the video of the interview, and I can't stand listening to myself. It's so painful to my ears. Yes, Megan, now you get it. This is my struggle, too, of like, please, God, no, don't make me have to listen to myself. It's not that I don't think, like, what I'm saying was worth saying. I'm not trying to just babble. I just don't like to listen to my voice or see my face. I'm so sorry. I appreciate that all of y'all find me less offensive than I do.
Is that not something we all feel?
I don't know. Usually I'm pretty okay hearing myself, but sometimes, like, on the phone, it's like, wait. Oh, you hear yourself back on a voicemail. It's like,
Spence, the twins have Pizza Demon and the hubby also to pick them up.
It doesn't actually matter that much who's picking them up, just that someone picks them up and holds them when they want to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Humans aren't that picky. We're very social creatures.
Yeah. It works out.
As long as the dog will cuddle up,
mm-hmm.
It works.
Yeah. Which is why this is actually true. It used to be recommended in books in the 30s through the 60s of, if for whatever reason you're a very busy mom and you are not able to play with your child as much or hold your child as much, it was recommended that you get a dog, specifically a golden retriever, and there were a couple other breeds of dog that it was recommended you get a female one of that, so that your child can cuddle with the dog while you're doing housework. And that was actually in advice books for busy moms. And I mean, like, it sounds kind of dystopian, and I agree, but there's a certain truth there, because golden retrievers in particular are very loving and gentle parents, and they are happy to watch the child and do their best to kind of herd them a little bit. And, it's just that children need to feel like they're not alone and that they're always cared about. And also golden retrievers are happy to cuddle anytime. I mean, if you've ever met a golden retriever, you know what I'm talking about. So yes, but I remember reading, because, I read every nonfiction book in the Oxford Public Library as a teenager. And there were several dusty parenting books in there. And it was like a recurring advice that I came across. Hi, Bonnie. Which was, if you're a busy mom and you've got lots of housework to do and even a part-time job, get a dog. Like a golden retriever, something warm and fuzzy. to cuddle with your child and play with your child while you clean house or while you work. And I'm like, wait, you're leaving a child undetected? Okay. And I remember talking to my mom about that. And she's like, oh, yeah, that was the advice, was get a dog. A dog will watch your kid.
Look, we have all been raised on fantasy stories and movies. So, Katie Nana. Or Katie Nana.
Yeah, St. Bernards were listed among the types. St. Bernards, Golden Retrievers, Border Collies. Trying to remember all the breeds. Like, nobody's asked for me, and I'm still trying to remember. What were all the breeds I remember being listed as recommended?
I mean, labs.
Yeah, labs. Again, any animal that certain breeds are, like, have a soft mouth. Like, so Golden Retrievers and labs.
Although now huskies.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll keep them occupied.
That's true. Dealing with the puzzle that is keeping this child from dying is a...
I mean, they were right about, what was it, Baby Herman cartoons?
Yes. Hey, Nia. But I mean, that was what the prevailing advice for busy moms was: get a dog so that your child can always cuddle with the dog. Get a female dog in particular is what they always said, because they're more protective and they don't try to wander as far afield as male dogs tend to. Male dogs, I think, tend to have a territory of like a 1 to 5 miles, and female dogs, it's more like, yeah, or get a pony. Newfies are the only dogs I remember being fond of as a kid. Yeah, of like all of those, because Newfies also have soft mouths. Yes, I bet all the dogs are good boys. But yeah, the soft mouth dogs like St. Bernards and Golden Retrievers and Labradors and Newfies, because invariably your child will stick their arm. It's just going to happen. They don't know what they're doing, and you definitely don't want the dog to bite or nibble a little.
I mean, Mastiffs.
Yes, and again, yes, Mastiffs have a soft mouth, because I've accidentally stuck my foot in to a Mastiff.
And I forget what they're Staffordshire Terriers, as we're now referring to them.
You talking about pit bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, essentially, clampers versus rippers. Clampers have soft mouths, like so dachshunds. Although dachshunds are a little bit twitchier, and so I wouldn't actually recommend them for infants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cocker Spaniels are great. Some of the Spaniels are, but obviously you want one with a like a less twitchy temperament.
Yeah.
And that is what all these advice columns and books said on parenting: of get a dog for your infant to help you watch as a nanny. Yes, they are giant doofs. It's true. Exactly. A giant clumsy peanut. It's true. It's absolutely true. And they're great for young children, for toddlers. Like, I'm not trying to tell everybody, go get an elf of. And I was like, Mom, what are all these parenting advice books from grandma's era saying get a dog to raise your child? What is that? She's like, oh yeah, that was the prevailing opinion. Your father and I thought about it. Like, what? Unless you have a doggy door in a fenced backyard, I don't recommend a dog to anyone who is stressed with the workload that comes with parenthood. I think that was like presumed in a lot of these advice, was like they were talking about people, suburbs, in the suburbs with backyards and so on.
People with a picket fence.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, dogs are like permanent toddlers. If you're not sure that you're really ready for parenthood, get a dog. If you are like, this dog is not for me, then you're definitely not ready for parenthood yet. But yeah, folks were like, when you need to just go to the grocery store for some milk and bread, just leave your child with the dog. It'll be fine. Like, wait, what? In the backyard. Just leave a toddler in the backyard with the dog, fenced in, and go get, your quick groceries. You'll be back in less than an hour. It'll be fine. Like, what? What? Okay. Don't do that. Child services will come for you. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Hi, Diane.
So shorts.
Shorts, yes, thank you. And Laura, I have posted it there. Tom has made a lovely outline for today. And yeah, so at this point, you two can talk.
I mean, like, to me, the first thing, and Gloria and I kind of joke with each other because this has just been, we picked this up in journalism. But, in truth, it's true for everything with social media. Everything is content. There is a way to make anything interesting if you want to share it. Mm-hmm. And so even if, you're someone like, I never leave the house, I have nothing to, make short videos for, the answer is, oh, yes, you do. Because you are alive and you move. Even if you only move your hands, you can film it. And that is content.
Yeah, like, you have to eat every day. All humans do. I have this on authority.
Yeah, show off your figurine collection. Show off your DVD collection. Show off whatever you've got.
But you'd be surprised that people are interested in everything. If you are interested in something, there are people out there who are interested in it as well. And the other reason why we are specifically talking about making short form videos of less than a minute is that is what all the major social media platforms are pushing now. So it used to be they were pushing photos. And so you took photos of things because that is what the system was designed to push out to everyone and for you to help find new people. But now it's doing videos. It does not care about pictures. Pictures will not be presented to new people who do not already follow you. So if you want to find new people to help them discover you, you need to make little videos. And it really doesn't matter what you make videos of. It can be, little nature scenes. Give everyone a little break real quick from their day. It can be cute little furry animals that you either have inside your home or you see outside your home. It doesn't matter. The internet was made for cats. That is,
cats playing keyboards.
Yes. With lasers. And disco balls.
It has pleasantly surprised me how the videos I have shown of my cat and me playing with lasers, that people do not judge my dirty floors harshly.
And as Kat points out,
because they're too distracted by my cat dancing to gay music.
Of show me your bookshelves.
Yeah. Of just a flyby. That's what it's called, is when you pan. Of just give a flyby of your bookshelves or whatever you're reading in that moment. Like, the bar is not high.
Yeah, like Eva's, like the number of times I filmed time-lapse video clips of cleaning and resetting rooms because I love the way it looks myself is high. I mean, we want to see this stuff. It's not just you who, because you're experiencing it, want to see it. Like, everyone wants to. We love vicarious living. As Eve also points out, long-form content is better for search results, but mindless scrolling that opens people up to new content, that's shorts. Whether it's on, YouTube or Instagram or Mastodon or whatever else is out there, that is what people are interested in. It's just a quick little fix. I mean, I am humored because I am of a certain age, aka I have been past college age, and I'm old enough to remember this drinking game that was popular for several decades that no one knows about anymore.
Are you talking about the Hour of Power?
Yes, the Power Hour. And it was this, you only did this with light drinks, like a beer. You did not do this with anything stronger or you would kill yourself. No, seriously.
Yeah, I remember it.
And it was, they would make these compilation videos of 1-minute segments of just interesting random stuff. And it's just a minute long. And every time the video changed, you took a little shot of, wine or beer or, a spritzer or something. And it was a way to kind of have fun, pass the time, drink a little, and chat with your friends. I'm like, this is nothing new. We have been doing these little short video clip changes since at least the 80s. It was one of the main shows MTV did.
Yeah.
In its early days, were these little just clip shows every minute. And so, yeah, we are programmed as humans to be fascinated. It's not just the neurodivergence among us. It is just part of being human. Is the novelty and the randomness, and you just don't know what's coming up next. So all content is good content.
So I made shorts back in January of my favorite book I read, top 5 books I read, and just things like that. So it was really fun. So I do a little bit more high effort in my shorts.
But you do also have experience with it.
Yeah. Can I show one of them?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay.
As long as you don't copyright strike me, it's fine.
Oh, wait. I have to show the whole thing so I get the audio. Unless I share the tab. I don't know. Because I have the video too.
Oh, as you know, Eva points out, America's Funniest Home Videos.
Do it. Yeah, America's Funniest Home Videos. What, Roy?
It's very talkative. Okay. So for this one, I filmed it and edited it and did stuff to it.
Let's see, these are just quick little flybys.
Yeah, I don't really hear the audio much.
Yeah, it's pretty low on right now.
Are you just talking about how much you like it or something?
I'm reading the back cover.
Okay.
Yeah. So just showing off some of my favorite big panels. And yeah, I just used a tripod and held it in front. So very fun. And then that was my journal spread that I did for it. Yeah. So I filmed it in, where is the tab? There it is. Shush. Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. So
Eva, it turns out I was not a teenage dirtbag, and all I had were nice pictures of me as a teen.
So I filmed me with it. I filmed the things, and then I edited it together in my video editor that I have that I use for my YouTube videos, and put music to it and stuff. And then I couldn't export it in the right aspect ratio pixels, and so I exported it as I could and plopped it in Canva so it would crop it properly and saved it out from Canva and posted it. So Canva's great for making it proper.
Giving it the vertical, because they all have to be vertical for them to be considered.
Yeah, for YouTube's each of them are a little bit different in their requirements, but since we are right now talking a lot more about YouTube ones, YouTube's requirements for it to be a short is it must be a 16:9 aspect ratio, vertical, and it has to be 60 seconds or less. And
so, and Diane, I do want to mention that is one of the reasons why we're talking about short form, is specifically if your subs are stalled. This posting on, for instance, we're talking about your YouTube channel, posting shorts will help your subs. Now, there's a bit of an art to it because you need to post your short at the right time of day because you only have so many minutes for the algorithm will give you for your video to get watches. And if you don't hit a time of day where there's a lot of people on YouTube, it'll stall out really fast. Like we're talking, you'll be lucky to get dozens and maybe hundreds, but you won't get thousands. So we do have a strategy for that, actually. Because what have we been working on this since January?
Yeah.
And what we've gone on this channel on Glory Writes the Blues, we were stalled out right over 1,000 subs for a year. And I was like, Dad, maybe we've chosen wrong. Melodrama. Anyway. And Tom's like, okay, well, everybody's saying you got to do short form. So he started doing it. He showed me how to edit on my phone. I then made a couple of videos but I sent them to Tom because Tom was wanting to play with time of day and when to post and because we're always doing research. And that's what we found was when you hit that sweet spot, you'll get thousands of views in less than an hour. And if you're getting thousands, what is it like? I think we figured out you'll get approximately one sub for like every 100 to 300 views or something like that.
Yeah.
Depending on your video and the time of day and so on. So you want those 1,000+ view videos, shorts. And in order to jumpstart your subscribers again. And that's one of the reasons why we're bringing this up. Okay. Diane says, I want to hit 1,000 subs this quarter. Started really working on channel mid-March. Was on the way to hitting goal, but not for the last few days. Yeah, and that may be why you've stalled out. It is 10. The algorithm is not going to push your videos if you only have long form, because the way people are now getting subs is primarily with short form video. And in fact, even Megan told me that she's been doing it. And what was it? She's gotten just in the last few days, in the past week, she's just started posting shorts and got, I think it was like around 20 subs just in the last day or so. And she's been stalled out right over 100 for a year, months anyway. So again, yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Kat. Eva says YouTube also wants shorts here first, where TikTok cares less about if the content was on YouTube first. Right. So from what Charlie told me, the order of posting, in order to avoid other platforms cranky copyright crap, is you post to YouTube shorts first. And what is it? You give it 3 days.
Yep.
And then you post to Instagram Reels second. And you give it 3 days. And then you post to TikTok last. Because TikTok cares the least. Instagram just doesn't want you to post within 24 hours of the other platforms. So that is the order to do it in order to get the best results from all of them. Yeah, Megan says over 6,000 views in the last 3 days that I've started, 11 subs from one video. Yes. So again, Diane says I was getting approximately 50 to 75 a week, then poof. Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was something else we wanted to bring up was there is an order you post these.
Yes. So again, I want to point out, remember, it's YouTube Shorts first. Wait 3 days, 72 hours from after you post once you like your view count. So here's the trick. I'm just go ahead and tell you. I'm not going to make you wait an hour or two. Here we go. If you only get dozens of views or you only get maybe a few hundred views, take it down. What was it? Give it a day.
Yeah.
Post it again to YouTube at a different time of the day. I do want to also mention, and it's something that Tom and I post, and when I say Tom and I mean mostly Tom remembers to do, is we do post in our Discord server, Unicorn Council Discord. We do try to post regular. When YouTube tells us when people are watching, when the people who are subscribed to our channel are actually on YouTube. What is that under, Tom? YouTube stats.
Yeah.
So,
and it'll be a little bit different for everyone because it depends on what your particular video shorts have been doing well. But once you get over 3,000 views in a month, this will pop up in your analytics.
So we do post it since, for the most part, if you are an author tube like we are, you're more than likely, especially if you're an author tube and you live in North America. Like, it's a little different if you live in Europe or in Asia or Africa or Australia. But if you live in North America and you are, a writer like we are, then your subscribers are going to probably be somewhat similar. So we post this. If anybody is like, can you post this week's, and we haven't yet, just, shoot us a message or add us, tag us in this channel on the Unicorn Council Discord server. We'll post the latest. But again, I just want to point out, you don't get this if you're too small of a channel. And I really think small channels need this a lot more than bigger channels.
Total, and I realized it's over 3.6 in a month.
Okay.
Total views on your channel, and you will get this. I'll show you real quick on the phone YouTube app where you find this.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me.
You want me to switch?
Yeah.
Let's move us over to this one so people can see this a little better.
And if you click on analytics at the bottom, and you click on audience.
My audience looks a lot different than your guys's.
Exactly, because it depends on when your shorts are popular. So, like, it'll tell you specifically for your shorts how it's looking.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this is just how I monitor as well with my phone. And it gives you a decent sense of when people are on the time of day. You see, for your local time.
Mm-hmm.
And mine changes about every week, drastically. This is so different than it was last week. But it gives you a decent idea of when your people who are interested in your videos are on. And like you can see, Sundays, they are on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But Mondays and Tuesdays, not as much, although actually it looks like they're on Mondays a bit more now. It used to be like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there was almost no one.
Yeah.
And so once you get over about 3.6K, you'll see this pop up in your analytics.
I'm sharing my analytics if you want to show those.
Okay.
As well.
Yes. Okay, let me get you. Okay, there we go.
So mine are just Monday through Friday, like 3 to 6.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, and again, I do want to point out, because Diane's saying I'm shooting for monetizing, so watch hours matter. Because I think Nia said something about the shorts don't help your watch hours. They help a teeny bit. It's just you don't get that much. The way you get watch hours is literally this: live streams.
Mm-hmm.
You can honestly just do live streams of writing sprints, y'all. You don't need to be coming up with podcast content like we do. Although, if you would like assistance with that, or to have a brainstorming session, I'd be happy to walk through. Also, we do have a one episode where we literally go over how we come up with a whole season of podcasts. Like, we literally brainstorm the whole thing and we go over that. But for view hours, you're going to want a live stream in order to get your view hours up, in order to monetize. And this is how we're just trying to show you how we got monetized and how we've grown since monetization.
Real quick, you do not actually have to be quote unquote monetized already for YouTube Shorts, but YouTube Shorts do not get monetized. Like, you do not see anything till you have over 100,000 views in a month. Or I can't remember. I want to say it's 100,000 and maybe 1 million. You need a lot of views on Shorts for it to monetize, but it is actually semi-separate than your than the main YouTube partner program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here was where Neo's like, the shorts don't help you with your watch hours. So it's, again, there's a different strategy for subs now on YouTube than for watch hours, and you need both to get monetized. So, and I do think everybody should. Here is why we worked hard to get monetized. Even though, I'm going to be honest, it's been a year and a half since we got monetized, and we still haven't gotten a single payout. Here is why that actually matters. Because if you ever go viral, you won't get the money if you're not already monetized. Like YouTube, they don't give it to you retrospectively. They'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars off of you, and you will get 0.0 money. And that was why I had done so much research on essentially small channels that went viral and monetized, and then eventually monetized. What have they learned? And it was like all these different videos from all these different corners of YouTube, and every one of them said, I wish I had gone ahead and got monetized before I went viral.
Yeah.
Because they missed out. Usually, I think most of them, for going viral, they missed out on about $10,000. And they haven't, made that back yet. And so that was why I told Tom, I was like, so my first goal is to get monetized in case we ever do go viral, which would be lovely. But if we ever go viral, I want to already be monetized so we can actually cash in on that, because I don't want to make money for YouTube alone. I don't mind making money with YouTube, but I am not a charity for YouTube. So that was the reason why I actually advocate that everybody get monetized if you can be monetized. Because, let's be honest, we are a community of creative people. The likelihood of any one of us going viral is much higher because we're creatives. We have cool ideas, okay? You're here in the chat. You are here, Laura. Tom, you're here because you all have cool ideas. And so the likelihood of going viral is much higher. You should be paid for your ideas. In a capitalistic world, you deserve that.
So real quick, though, it's one of those, it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
And it's easy to misunderstand what people are talking about. But the gist of it is, in the long term, live streams don't help you have a repeat viewer audience, because live streams are only really good while they are live. People don't rewatch a lot, although we actually get a decent amount of rewatches.
Half of our view count on these podcasts are rewatches.
But for a lot, yeah. But to get that first 1,000, and especially to get those 4,000 hours, these live streams are a great way to hit that 4,000 hours in a year mark. Because once you're monetized, they do not take away your monetization. So even if, from then on, you never hit 1,000 hours in a year, it doesn't matter. You're still monetized.
Yeah, that actually happened to us after we got monetized. within that first year, literally, what was it so we got monetized in November of 2021. And by January 2022, we noticed that like everything on our channel dropped off. So our growth stalled out, and then our views started kind of petering. And it turned out that was actually because that was happening across YouTube. We didn't know it at the time. We thought it was just us. But essentially, as the pandemic, as people were going back to the offices and everything, people were watching YouTube less. And it was like, frankly, it was an advertising crisis for YouTube, quite honestly. But we didn't at the time know that it wasn't just us. Well, anyway. So long story short, all of our stuff petered out. However, so like while we hit 4,000 views before, I think the next total year from November to November after monetization, I think we were like, oh, we only had 3,200 views or 3,200 hours. Are we going to lose our monetization? And the answer is no. Once you are monetized, you are monetized. They don't take it away unless you say things like inciting riots. So, y'all, please don't. Remember, compassion and kindness. Let's let that be our guide. But once you're monetized, they don't take it away. And so we're monetized, which means our shorts are also monetized, by the way. Which, by the way, some of our shorts have made more money than some of the live streams have for a whole month. Like literally one of the shorts, I think it might have been one of the Mr. Hoppy shorts, made almost 50 cents in a day compared to, I think the live stream that week made 27 cents total.
Yeah, Eva has a good way to phrase it. Of live streams are great for watch hours at the time, but aren't great for backlists, back catalog, evergreen bids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they tend to be talking about. It's not something to rely on long term, but to get that kickstart to just show YouTube that you can get this much content out there and this much eyeballs. It's a good way to start.
So you're going to want to live stream for your watch hours. You're going to want to do shorts for your subs. And then it's the moment it lets you monetize, go ahead and get monetized so that you don't lose that bus. The bus does not pass you by in case you do ever go viral. That way you can cash in on it. How hard is it to get your first 1,000 subs? Okay, it depends.
It just depends on you. How big is your audience?
I still haven't hit it
to begin with.
And yeah, that's part of the problem is we are an AuthorTube and the audience is so small, y'all. It took us, a year and a quarter to get monetized from when. So, I mean, technically I started this channel July of 2020, but we didn't actually do our first awkward sibling video till August.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get monetized till the next year in November. So, and then we petered out really fast. Like apparently we hit that wave while everybody was on YouTube watching it during the pandemic. We were very fortunate. And now it's honestly harder to do that because that wave has petered out because everybody's gone back to work, or most people have. Also, since AuthorTube is so small, you'd have a much easier time, for instance, getting monetized if you were on BeautyTube or even if you were on CostumeTube. You know, all the historical costumers and the non-historical, just regular old costumers. It's a much larger audience than AuthorTube. People just are not as interested in writing, probably because so many public schools have ruined the love of writing and storytelling. I'm saying that as a former teacher. So
there was an interview about a decade ago with LeVar Burton about buying back Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
After PBS stopped putting it on the air, and him just essentially trying his best to keep his cool because of it's only how to write now. It's not developing a love of writing in schools.
Right.
We are sacrificing kids.
Yes.
And that's why he and his business partner bought Reading Rainbow back.
And that's why what we do, one of the shows that we do, the podcast we do on here, Creative Recharge, that's literally trying to reignite that inspirational enjoyment of storytelling. Like that's literally what we're doing, to recharge your creativity. Because if you're going through the education system, any part of it, be it, public education or the universities, any of it, it will just destroy your love of reading and writing. And I say that as somebody who's gotten my bachelor's. I almost got my master's in library science, and then was like, hey, why am I spending when I don't? Anyway, that's a whole nother matter. But and like it was very upsetting when I was going through the university system of I love to read. Reading has been my childhood escape. And this university is working so hard to kill my love of reading and my love of writing. I mean, like writing also was my other escape from when, aside from reading was writing. And yeah, getting a degree really just killed my love. And I had to kind of needed several years to recover. Diane says, I go live 2 times a week for 2 hours, and my current watch hours are 2,854. You're doing great.
Yeah, so you're not that far away from.
Yeah, you're really close.
From the 4,000 you need. Like,
you just need those subs. So, the shorts is it. Yes, Laura?
I have the opposite problem. I have 8,000 watch hours, and I just hit 475 subs today.
Well, and this is also why we are really doing this video, is to get those subscribers now. They are not pushing regular content out to new people much anymore, the algorithm. Yeah. But they are pushing shorts out to people who have never seen your short or anything. And the short answer for does your short content need to match, your longer form for the algorithm? The answer is no. Not at all.
Mr. Hoppy and our cat content has nothing to do with our video
show content. Our short stuff.
Yes, why not? So you want? Oh, sorry, we're both doing this thing. Okay, now this.
So here's the ridiculous kind of shorts I have put on here.
I helped. I shake and bake helped. Okay. Here, let me remove the comments so they can see a little. Okay. Yeah. So Tom does food delivery. And so he goes out in the world. And so, yes, like these fish are fish he saw at a restaurant. Yes, see the fresh baked? I did that. That's a flyby. Like these barking chihuahuas, that is a delivery. The little doggies were out there waiting for him. The adorable Siamese, that was a delivery cat. Oh, yes. How about the barnyard animals, all the mini goats and mini cows? That was a delivery, y'all.
But yeah, of just whatever is in your life.
Yeah.
I'm doing smoked meats.
Right, and the kitten on the outside, that's Little Bit. She comes to she's feral. She refuses to be domesticated.
Or more bread. Little ASMR.
That's because I make bread. Yes, look at that. The joy, Tom. Do you remember this one, Tom? Tom told me nobody wants to join you for coffee cake and coffee glory. And yeah, it got 2,000 views the very first time. That is one of the few we didn't have to take down and repost to get it at the right time.
But yeah, if you can do whatever is going on in your life, people want to see, lay a kitty.
Like, I don't care. Like, Eva, you don't have to cook to post stuff. Like, if you are rolling up pickles and cheese or ham, why don't you make a short video of this is how I make my trashy snacks? Again, I'm not trying to criticize anybody's snacks. That's what I would say for, because my mother is the one who taught me the rolling ham in a pickle.
And to give you an idea of like the difference of the right time is, we got 1,000 views for this Mr. Hoppy doing, and then one I posted a few hours differently.
Yeah,
only got 143.
Well, part of that had to do with Tom discovered, okay, so the algorithm is prejudiced. And Tom used the word cookout. And the algorithm doesn't like the words cookout or barbecue. Again, when people talk about racial disparities in the YouTube algorithm, they are real. Absolutely, it is kind of vaguely white supremacist, the algorithm is.
And to truly show everything as content, you can turn anything into content. This one was actually an accident I made of attempting to take selfie pics, and instead I was doing short videos. And so I just combined like several of these little 5-second videos my phone accidentally took and made a little short of it as I am looking silly trying to pose. Of like, we're storytellers. Make a story. That's what people are interested in.
Eva says, scene starts with my desk, laptop open, words imply I'm about to write, bag of chips appear, gummy bears, iced tea, popcorn, more chips, peanuts, M&Ms. Until you can't see the desk anymore. That's the idea that went through my head when you said my trashy snacks. Yeah, that is, you've just literally given an outline to a short. Go for it. Film that. It literally, okay, so one of the things, so how long does the short have to be? Do you need a whole 59 seconds? No. You need 6 seconds. 6 seconds is the minimal length of short for it to register and for you to likely be able to pull a sub from that. So your videos ideally need to be between 6 seconds and 59 seconds. That's it. And it can just be, you don't even have to have a voiceover. You could just put it as words. Here I am about to write. And then all the snacks keep appearing. And, okay, I guess I'm done writing. Like whatever. I don't know. You need a punchline probably. Maybe you don't need a punchline. I don't know.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
The music that you put to it, does it have to be copyright free for YouTube?
Okay, for YouTube, so if you're not monetized, it doesn't really matter.
Actually, no. So here, okay, the answer is...
It's complicated.
It depends, and it's weird. Because the YouTube Shorts are different than the long-form content. So YouTube Shorts has tried to learn from TikTok. And you can use copyrighted music in your shorts. It will then simply be licensed and split between you and the person who made the music. But you will see, it'll say like, licensed or whatever for shorts. They only started that in February when they really rolled out the shorts, but that was actually part of really making shorts a big thing, trying to compete with TikTok. Is you can use it, but you will now split the profits with the person who made that music. Per ASCAP requirements or whatever, they're signed with. Unlike your regular content that is not a YouTube short, absolutely not. They will essentially take all of the thing, and there's potential for, other problems depending on the company. So it depends. But with YouTube Shorts, you can. It will get automatically licensed. So especially if you're just using it for, to get subscribers and to get out there, yeah, go ahead. It is actually part of the program for YouTube Shorts specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Do not do that with your regular content. Any content that is horizontal, like this video, absolutely do not. So many problems. But if it's vertical, under a minute, go ahead. You'll split it, but it still helps you get subscribers, because that's something we'll talk about next hour, is all the elements that go into making a popular short.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, it probably is about time we go take a little breaky break.
Okay, we're going to take a short 10-minute breaky break, a little bio break. What a wonderful time to see, do you have something to drink? How about a little snack? And maybe it's snack time? I'm just saying. Let's see. How about we do Leia taking a nap? Okay. Since she's not at the house, to try to attack herself on the TV. She tries to smack the cat when she sees herself sleeping in the video on the TV. She tries to go up to the TV and smack the cat's head because she does not recognize herself. But since she is outside playing, let's do that video. Anyhow, now is a wonderful time. If you haven't gotten yourself a snack or anything, or maybe checked in with your bladder, we'll see y'all in approximately 10 minutes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's meeting y'all back here.
I made mashed potatoes.
Nice.
I made a sandwich.
Woohoo!
Num num num.
So
shorts. I mean, I made a sandwich, so
I posted a short because I realized like everyone's doing well right now. Might as well just post something.
What kind of short did you post?
Oh, that hike I had over in Hot Springs.
Oh yes.
I mean, just walking around real quick. I posted a portion of it.
Cute,
It was a pretty breezy day.
Yes.
So to answer this question of you is how often do y'all post shorts on a schedule or on a whim? Sort of both. Mostly though on a schedule. What I like to do is I'll make a whole bunch of shorts that I have private on my YouTube channel. And then whenever the schedule shows it's a decent time to post it, I will schedule or I might even immediate. As far as times to post, I will say this. You want to post a few minutes before or after the hour, or before or after 15-minute blocks. So like you don't want to post at 4:15, 4:30, 4:45, or 5 o'clock. Everyone will post at exactly that same time for the most part, and it will flood the system.
You get buried in notifications.
Yeah. But if you post about 6-8 minutes after that point, you'll get decent results, as well as people are still scrolling through and are on. But if you don't want to have to deal with as much direct competition, skewing a few minutes helps. You can do that on your phone app with the YouTube Analytics Studio, but for some reason, at least when I've checked on the web browser, it only lets me do it 15-minute marks. So that's also why I actually like using the phone app, is it'll let me say which minute I want to have it published. So I can have it published in the middle of the night. I mean, truth be told, food and animal vids actually do real well in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Nia said she posts, one a week, sometimes two. Stephanie uploaded one for those who are curious. And so did Spence. And I thought this was actually a good point from Bonnie of, this silliest shorts are the ones that get the most views. Yeah, because people are looking for entertainment. They're not as much looking for fact, they're just looking for novelty. And so it's not as much actually, although I will talk a little bit more about the music, voiceover, ASMR stuff. It sort of depends, but it's just what looks fun and interesting.
Or that you've seen someone else make, honestly.
Yeah.
The one where I did a little coffee break because I had made coffee cake and I made a cup of coffee and I posted that. And so it's ASMR. It's literally holding the phone close to me so you could hear me smack at it and to hear me slurp. And that one, the first time out, Tom posted it at 3 a.m. our time. And we got so many, like we got 2,000 views. And it was primarily Turkish men, according to the demographics on YouTube. But who's 3 a.m? That's actually first thing in the morning in Turkey. That's like 8, 9 a.m. And so, yes, it hit just the right spot because they're all like, yes, I could go for coffee cake and coffee. Like a little coffee, have a coffee break with me. And I had set the table. I literally put a nice little tablecloth on my deep freeze because y'all have seen the deep freeze. It's all rusted because it was outside for 30 years at my friend's farm. And then after her father passed away, she gave it to me. And I put a nice tablecloth on there, and I put, like I'm having a friend over. Because it was like, here, have a little coffee break with me. And because I like those kind of videos. I like and also Laura had expressed that she also likes those come sit with me and have a meal, or, those, do you remember what those are called? These sort of companion
mukbangs.
What?
Mukbangs.
No. I mean the whole.
I don't like mukbangs.
No. It's still like.
It's social ASMR.
Yeah, the social ASMR, that type. Remember because you sent me some of those other videos of like this one woman who has like this little fairy house type, and she's like,
yeah,
sit down, traveler.
The ones where it's like personal attention and just making it feel like somebody cares about you. Hi, Roy. You're not eating my mashed potatoes.
But yeah, so let me go look at my notes real quick. The next thing I kind of wanted to talk about, which is combining two questions I think people have had, which is, so getting your ideas for stuff. And for me, that actually, once you get your idea, what kind of video do you make that'll get people? And the simple answer for what kind of video gets views is you just have to have one thought for this video, and I swear this will work every time. What will get a toddler's attention is what you need in your videos to get people interested. And so, for me, the basics of what will get any toddler's attention is human voice, large movements, big expressions, sparkly stuff, novelty, surprise. That's how you get any toddler's attention. That is how you get anyone's attention in a 30-second video. Welcome to advertising is what you are doing in these videos. And so, but that is like what needs to actually be in the video is it helps if there's a human voice. So that is both for...
Not jump scares, Eva. Not jump scares.
No. The only jump scares is if you go look on our Instagram cat group. There is an adorable little white fluffy cat that tries to do a jump scare on its owner from under a houseplant that the owner is just literally filming and watching. And it's the only kind of acceptable jump scare.
Perfectly cut screams are great content. When they're animal screams, yes.
Yeah. But that is why, Laura. But that is why putting popular music in there is because there is a human voice. People love hearing human voice. Even if they don't know what it's saying, they are interested in human voices. What works on a toddler works on everyone. We never grow up that much. So yeah, film a nice little scene, but then do a voiceover if you can. Put sparklies in there. You can put sparklies in with the video apps. I will show you next hour how I edit a video and how you can do all of this stuff a little bit easier, at least to me, for those of us who have a limited number of spoons, and how you can divide this up. Unlike Eva's, like, romanticize your life with me videos.
I love those.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I'm going to be doing for shorts in the coming week is I want to do... Sir.
Oh, Roy. Poor baby.
He wants my mashed potatoes.
Okay, that makes so much more sense.
Yes. So I have a Victorian nightdress. I have a brass candle holder. I have a mop hat coming tomorrow. And I will be walking around reading from Tiny Shivers. So it'll be little snippets of Tiny Shivers of me walking around in the night. So it's going to be great fun. We'll see how it goes.
Very cool.
yes, and as far as ideas, here, why don't I just share a screen of my little notes things that y'all can see. One sec.
Eva, I'd share your YouTube link, but I cannot find it. I'm sorry. However, you're a mod, so you can post it yourself. By the way, y'all, especially if you're new, every I post in the doobly-doo down below, there are links of just, the cool fruits. People who make us feel welcome and are just awesome people, and we like to just recommend that you check them out. It's all the way at the bottom, but there's like a whole set of links. There's all sorts of goodness. It's in there. Every podcast, there's a group of folks. These are the people that, how do I say this? Seem like safe people. They don't tell me that I'm a terrible person for being neurodivergent or that I need to learn to mask better. They're cool folks. So I highly approve of them. And that is why they're down below, including I try to put everybody in there. If I've missed anybody, you just let me know. But Stephanie is down there and all sorts of good, awesome people. So please do give them love. Make sure you're following them, subscribing to them. Thank you, Diane. It's very sweet. Yes, during the break, I went and found a bunch of y'all and subscribed. Because you're lovely people. Oh, look, we caught a wild naked. Ooh. All right, so you want me to share time?
Yeah.
Boopity boop. Should we do this or sideways? Just sideways. How about that? That way. Hello, Carl. Has somebody? Yes, somebody's already gotten Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, so where where can you get ideas? What can you do? The same things we all do. Go find memes. Make video memes.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one I've been seeing on Instagram right now that I love watching everyone else do is your life as a Wes Anderson scene. They are adorable and silly. I love them. Go look at the other popular vids. Make your own version. Find templates of, not just other memes, but just, what's the layout for these? What's the pattern? Nature clips, flybys, of course, things you've cooked, made, or eat, or even as you're making them. People love to see what's going on. They love, little fact videos. What's fun facts you found out? I mean, we're all to some degree neurodivergent around here.
Go mods, go!
Working on it.
I've got.
I'm reporting them too.
Eva's so quick at getting them. But
she is. Isn't she wonderful?
Mm-hmm. She is. Daily living, as we were talking about last hour. Those time-lapse videos Eva was talking about of just, resetting a room. Oh, we all love to see it, from disorganized to organized. It's our fantasy. And of course, it's the internet, animals. Mm-hmm. Animals of any situation we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night, I just posted a video of me scratching my dog's chin for 30 seconds, and I put a little bit of music on it to, give it some flavor, but it got a ridiculous number of views. It was, let me check my stats real quick. Since I posted it last night, it has Oh, shorts. It would help if I was on the right screen.
What?
1.4 thousand views.
Very nice.
Which is a lot of views, considering I usually get like 50 to 40 to 50, somewhere in that range.
Honestly, anything 1,000 or more is good in my world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, like you don't need to put a lot of thought into this because these are little 30-second videos, to a minute. Most people are watching to see if it's something interesting for about 6 to 10 seconds. They decide if they want to watch any further. So
I posted an 11-second video, and that's one of my best performing videos that I've posted so far.
I guess they get to the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's Megan's channel.
All 4.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
There will be more, so subscribe.
Yes. But again, you don't need an animal to have YouTube success. I want to like caveat that so everybody knows, like, because I've heard some people go, well, I don't have a pet. It's like, you don't need a pet. You could just literally do, hi, I've made a sandwich, make a sandwich with me, and like you literally you don't have to even spend money on like a phone tripod. That's why God made books, to just prop up your phone. But you just prop up your phone and make the sandwich, and you could talk if you want, or you could make it an ASMR, or afterwards you could put in a voiceover if you wanted, or you could just have music. Spence says my second most popular short is about messing up a sandwich. Yes, I think I've seen that one. Yes. So again, you do not need anything special to make these shorts. I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, I got to get all this equipment and I've got to get an animal and I've got to get a life. No, my sweet summer children. No. Just be yourself. The world, just like the trolls in the chat today, make the world seem like it's not that nice.
Here, although real quick, let's answer a troll with the real truth.
What? Yeah.
How is 3,000 YouTube success? Because if you have more than 1,000 subs on YouTube, you are in the top 10% of YouTube channels.
I know. Tom told me that. He's like, do you realize that Glory Writes the Blues is in the top 10% of YouTube channels in the world? And I'm like, what? Oh, you wound me, sir. I was like feeling like such an underdog, and you wound me with this knowledge.
If your live videos get more than 5 simultaneous viewers, you're in the top 3% of YouTube live channels. Actually, the same for Twitch too.
So yeah, I think now that we're at like almost 3,500 subs. What was it? Like the last time I checked, we were under 3,000. It was like we're at 8%, the top 8%. But I think we now may be approaching like either 6% or even 5%, the top 5% YouTube channels on the planet. What? Like, I feel like we are this small little podunk channel.
Yeah.
It's out here doing our little thing, just try to use up my, education degree and my library science skills for good, trying to help encourage everybody to write stories and share them with the world to make the world better. That, like, I just feel like I am just in this tiny little corner of AuthorTube that ain't nobody ever paying attention to. But in fact, the truth is we're like closely approaching the top 5% of YouTube channels on the planet. And nobody is watching as much as YouTube. So what I mean by that is YouTube gets more views than any TV show, any TV channel on the planet. If you want eyes on the prize, if you want people seeing what you are doing, you are posting to YouTube. That's why SNL posts to YouTube. That is why, the Colbert Late Show posts to YouTube, because that's where the views are, y'all. So while I feel like we have this tiny, tiny little baby channel that nobody ever sees, that is actually an illusion. We're on the top of the world and we just don't feel like it. But Bonnie says you could type in some info into your chat GPT and ask for vlog ideas. Just a thought. Exactly. Yes, YouTube, I believe, is in fact the second biggest search engine right now. Mm-hmm. So again, if you have 1,000 subs on YouTube, you are getting so many eyes on your videos. You are getting as much, if not more, than most TV shows. And while that feels at the one point good and discouraging at once. Oh, okay. I just saw Megan's note.
Yeah, I'm dealing with Discord at the minute.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Don't worry. There's the ways to, deal with that pretty quick.
Did you already take care of it, or do I need to do something?
Yeah, no, I've already taken care of them. And it was spam bots anyway.
Thank you. We get by with a little help from our friends.
Yep.
So my point simply being, this is actually how, we are getting the kind of views that you think of your favorite sitcom that you used to watch when you were young. We're probably getting similar to what that kind of show could get now. It doesn't feel like a lot, but it is for what is available.
And just think, we were worried about this in April. But I did like, though, Bonnie's one of go ahead, use, ChatGPT for ideas.
Mm-hmm.
All it is sourcing what has already been done. It'll give you some ideas of what's out there.
Is there
I've seen that for a lot of YouTube shorts, people are basically just making short versions of their long form content as well, posting it.
Mm-hmm.
So just camera sideways or vertical now. And so a lot of people do that as well as a way to promote their long form, so people can get a taste of it and subscribe and go watch the long videos.
I mean, if I had more energy, I would clip little scenes from, these podcasts and just make shorts of them. I'm too tired. And I'm too busy with stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another great way to find your people. Find the people who are interested in your content is, make little 30-second to minute-long versions of your stuff for them to get a taste and go, oh, I would like more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Get your best of scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I feel like it is truly on brand for Laura's, shorts to be about, here's my favorite, horror mangas.
Yeah.
And let me read you from some of my short stories. I'm like, this is the content you will be getting with Laura.
I plan for the interview that I just recorded. I plan on taking clips of the most interesting bits of it and posting those as shorts, because I have over an hour of content that I can use that is available for me. It's a lot of content right there in 1 hour of 1 hour of video. So it'll take up, it'll give me a lot of things to put out, which is great when you're looking for ideas. If you find something that can, serve multiple purposes or you can create multiple videos out of it. Yes, I like Eva's idea of you could react to the Tiny Shivers trailer, for example.
Yeah, it does. They do let you do that now, especially if the videos are marked where other people can remix them.
Mm-hmm.
You can take another video and put in your own reactions to the video, or doing essentially a stitch. Cutting it off at a cliffhanger.
Ah.
That is the Laura style.
What? I have got to skedaddle to go to pick up some puppy food, but yes.
Not just going to let him live on street bread.
I know.
What?
I know. He will not live on my mashed potatoes.
Genuinely shocked.
I know. So we'll see what time I make it back. Yes. Do the shorts.
Woo!
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. But yeah, like there's so many possible things to do, especially in such a short form. If you're just trying to make little fun things, it's sound bites, it's ads. There's a couple of YouTube channels that essentially sort of remake for people what it felt like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s to watch Saturday morning cartoons or afternoon cartoons for kids on TV. And I was reminded that turns out it's not that I actually hate ads as much as I thought I did. It's just I don't like really poor quality ads that they tend to put on now that are just as refined as possible to not give you a choice in whether you think about something. They're very, almost angry, violent type ads in what they're trying to do to your brain and attention, versus the old ones that were supposed to be fun and enjoyable and things you thought about and talked with others about. I miss the old advertising. I miss the ridiculousness of, was it Jason Alexander doing the McDonald's DLT commercials, just doing a little song and dance number. Like, absolutely ridiculous, but you're like, go on. I want to see this again.
Well, it's part of the reason why some of those, what is the brand that has the beer brand that has the puppy commercials that every Super Bowl they always get talked about because their puppy commercial is always like fantastic, or their dog commercial. But I forgot where I was going with this. Move on. I see we are.
But yeah. There is a certain truth about don't put too much effort into this. This is, what would you want to show, your friend at a party real quick? Have you seen this? Or, send to them on Instagram or Facebook or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's what they're really looking for in these shorts. Yeah, have fun. If you enjoyed it, they might as well. Even, including have a snack with me. Or, come play with my puppy with me.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to go sit in the park. Here's what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
As well as just the most ridiculous moments. Hence, that one I have with the Chihuahuas coming out. Have fun, make little stories, but also if you can do voiceovers or have something speak, because humans are attracted to the human voice. They want to hear the human voice. Only
I
people
feel
were-
like we caught the after-school crowd, honestly.
yeah, it really does feel like, because this is like,
Oh, I'm telling y'all, it's middle schoolers.
yeah, it's
Like,
like
I've
this is
taught
real
enough
middle schooler
children.
stuff.
I recognize middle school BS.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I taught below middle school. Like, I went to school for K-8, but I was like, I don't want to teach 7 and 8. And they're like, don't worry. That's for the naughty teachers. The ones who've been cast out of the good elementary schools. They have to teach 7th and 8th grade. I'm not kidding. That's literally how my 6th grade mentor teacher told me. That's for the naughty teachers. And I'm like, she's like, that's why we put them in the other building. 7th and 8th grade is in the other building. And all those teachers have been cast out of the good part of the school. I'm like, are the children safe? She's like, come on, Glory. But yes, but they all kind of deserve each other. Like, the stuff teachers will tell you when they think of you as a teacher, it is wild. Anyway. Yes. Want to feel powerful? Get a blue wrench for those after school troll hours. I'm not saying the skin color, but definitely it's middle school kids. Just because adults have like a different vibe to it. But yes, I'm glad you are missing all the BS, Dan. Yes, and I made a bunch of y'all in the Discord monitors, by the way. That was also what I was doing. So if you weren't a monitor before, you may be one now. And if you want to be and you're not, you let me know and I'll make you one. I didn't want to burden anybody, but now guess what? We got extra monitors.
Hitting overhead.
Although I think Megan was already one. She's definitely now one. I checked. But yes, I made Natalie a monitor. I made a bunch of y'all monitors in the Discord. What can I say? The kids are getting a little stressed. It's getting toward the end of the school year.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it's a little stressful with, papers due and tests. And also whether you're going to pass or you have to go to summer school.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of stressful time. And unfortunately, some children have not been taught useful coping strategies. So they are using sucky ones.
Children.
Someone would make it hurt. Mm-hmm. It's the world they know. And that's why, since it's so limited, and also, have you seen Rowan Ellis's new video about the eternal fat phobia of children's programming? And I feel like if that does not sum it up, what does? Like, that's why you see like middle schoolers so much talk about people's weight. Is there is so much inherent fat phobia in children's cartoons. And children's programming, like even live action stuff about you got to be healthy or else maybe you're not as good of a person or you should try harder, or don't be lazy. Like, maybe you're just tired. Maybe you're just 8 years old and tired. It is okay. And so, yeah, that's why, again, I said middle school, because that is where I hear the most fat phobia is from middle school kids, and it's probably because of that culmination of this fat phobia inherent in children's programming at the end of the 20th century and throughout the 21st century so far.
Also, they're just before their bodies start changing, and
it's scary.
Yeah,
because like it's sort of like I've noticed middle schoolers tended to be fascinated with vampire stories and werewolf stories. And when I asked why, one of the reasons, like I'd ask at lunch when I was a student teacher, why are you so fascinated? Like, what about it appeals to you? And it has a lot to do with the body changing out of control, especially at night or when the moon is full kind of deal. And that makes sense why they're so stressed about it, because they hear it's going to be big and it's out of control and they're going to become something different. But it happens to everyone, so everyone else, all the adults are nonchalant about it. But it's scary to change against your will.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. So, I'm not thrilled about it, but, as a teacher, I'm used to hearing it. It's it's the things they hear.
Yeah.
But anyhow, back to the lovely thing of let us make shorts for good times.
I mean, really, do you need subscribers? Like, this is the new easy way to get subscribers, because YouTube will push you out to everyone.
And like, also, I know that, like, for instance, since we are talking about the sexism of trolls, one of the things that I was reticent to do was to put myself in front of the camera for shorts, since I knew that actually there'd be so many more people would see it. I have noticed since we started doing these podcast live streams that with Tom here, I don't get quite as much of the sexual sexism. Versus I've seen enough of the comments on shorts where it's just one woman, let alone a young, attractive woman. But honestly, even when it's, somebody that I wouldn't think would necessarily appeal to young folks, still seeing that kind of sexual trolling. So I was reticent to put myself in front. Hence, I made have a coffee break with me, where I just pan the coffee and the cake and my little cute plate with a piece of cake, and then ate it off camera, but where you can hear me eating it and drinking, and made that, and it worked out very well. Ditto with like the videos I've made of me petting my cat, because and you'll notice I try not to put my whole body in there, again, because I don't want certain comments. And just having a hand or an arm, I tend not to get those comments. Not that I can't deal with the comments. Like I know how to, delete them, or, and block, whatever. But, if I don't have to, I don't want to deal with it. So again, you can make shorts where you're not necessarily opening yourself up for criticism of your body. And they're still very successful shorts. You can just show your face and not your whole body, or just your hands, for instance, or your arm. And again, you're not as likely to get criticism if that's something that concerns you, because maybe you find it triggering. I absolutely understand that. So my point simply being, there's so many different kinds of shorts already out there. Just start scrolling, and you'll see all these different kind of styles, genres, formats. And when you see something that appeals to you, that you're like, oh wait, I could probably make that, somehow like save the link or email it to yourself, or however you want to essentially index it, so that you can then look it up later and rewatch it to see this format, so you can like kind of copy it. Because guess what? More than likely, they did not invent this format either. What is it? Good artists borrow, great artists steal. There's a certain there. Okay.
Yes.
Do not feel bad, and do not allow yourself to beat yourself up on this one. Look, you take the style. Okay, that is the whole point of genre anyway. You take that style.
I was watching yesterday on Twitch. Was it Matt Baum talking about and doing a video on the best, most singable, and going over the qualities of TV show intro songs, or whatever they're called. And one of the things I thought was interesting was him talking about My Mother the Car, and the short little history about My Mother the Car. And what I thought was interesting, and in my head made sense to me really quick, even though he didn't quite mention it, is the problem with this series was not how ridiculous it was of your mother comes back from the dead as a car. The problem was that the original idea was correct, which was they were going to parody all of the other shows with these high concept, low, value idea, sitcoms that were going on at the time. But instead, they satirized it. And they played it so close to the cuff that there was no actual comedy in it. Mm-hmm. It was just another version of the same thing. And satirizing is where that the person you are satirizing most likely doesn't even realize you are satirizing them. They think you are just making it as well, even though you're like, this is ridiculous. Parody, though, is where you take a known formula and then you put your own ridiculous elements in there, and it's more comedy oriented. And that was the problem, was they didn't put the comedy in there. And there's the difference as well for these shorts of don't try to do identical. This, oh, but I have to do my own twist on it. It's like, no, just straight up steal it. Do the exact same form. That is the familiarity they want. The novelty is you doing it versus someone else. And that's why I had that in there of you need both. You need novel familiarity. That is also how you get toddlers. Like, we never grow up. And so whatever your video idea is, like, would this work on a toddler? The answer is yes, do it. If a toddler doesn't care, maybe find something else. But like if none of your pets or toddlers would be interested, no one else.
Toddlers are always fascinated when you make food.
Mm-hmm.
They're fascinated to watch you eat food, by the way, as well. Toddlers are fascinated when you're petting a cat or a dog. They'll watch and they're like, can I do that? So again, that from the perspective of a kid, have the phone on a tripod while you pet. And especially if you can pick up the purr, or if you can hear the pant.
Look, as long as your kid is still interested in what you're doing for videos, that's good. Because what I'm really trying to get at when I say toddler is before they are overthinking it, before they are, trying to justify their interests. They are just pure id of what is interesting. Mm-hmm. What is different, and that is what the commonality all humans have. That's the reason I say toddler, but it applies to everyone, every age, once they understand what words mean. But see, you've already got a little test group to use this on.
I mean, Eva, honestly, you could do a video where you have a stack of 5 children's books and say, which one should we read for bedtime tonight? And you go over each one and you pick one and you're like, okay. And, follow me for the next one where you're actually reading it or something. And then the next one where it's, all right, now we'll read the second out of the 5 and so on. It works for people. It works for kids. It's like, don't we all want someone to be kind and compassionate with us? Mm-hmm. Read me a story, Eva. I'm here to listen. Yeah. It's a great title, isn't it?
That's one of my comforts is hearing people read stories. Is just like, it puts me to sleep just because it's so soothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so next hour we're going to talk. I'll go through the process of how I make shorts simply and easily.
And like Tom was teaching Megan his tips this past week, so Megan can also get that feedback on what Tom taught.
And I'll also show you how I add music safely, because there is a few tricks to do that actually applies more for longer ones like these timers and stuff, but you can also use in your shorts as well. But I'll show you some tricks on that as well for using music.
I just want to point out that somebody got a new wrench.
Ooh, so fancy now.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. I did a new wrenching today.
A wrenching.
A wrench. Yeah. Anyhow, and on that note, what a lovely time to take another quick little 10-minute break. Do you have something to drink or a snack or a little walk around? Have you checked in with your bladder? Have you taken care of yourself? If you have done all those things, you could make a little short. And you could edit along with us as we talk about it, because we're actually going to go over apps and, easy video editing techniques from your phone. Now, if you post it, that's up to you, but you don't have to post it. Yes, YouTube doesn't do swords. They do wrenches, because no one is better than the custodian, right? That's the ultimate knight. So,
the key ring of power.
Yes, the big, heavy key ring of power. The custodian's coming. Everything is saved. He's got the stuff to absorb the vomit. I mean, all right, that was when I was teaching. Was like, oh, bless him. He's coming with the kitty litter. I taught the middle elementary school kids, so yes, that was our knight in shining armor. Was whoever was bringing the sack of kitty litter. Yeah. And the special disinfecting purple crystals that he swore killed everything on contact. Don't worry, nobody's catching anything on my watch. Oh, that was my hero.
Yes, the troll hammer. The hammer is a wonderful device.
The band hammer.
So anyway, so we're gonna take a little breaky break. A few minutes. I have set up the other Leia kitty timer because I feel like we all need a little kitty break. And we will see y'all in just a few minutes. Me, me, me. Well, here then. Me. Welcome. Did everybody have a fun break? Tom, you're still here. Let's see. Eva says, "Do I want my most stuff to be short? Cleaning out the videos is super funny." Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. I love it. I don't feel alone. Then I'm hee-haw. Like just naturally hee-haw levels of corny. Like, and I say that because hee-haw used to do the jokes in the cornfield because they were so corny. They were standing in a cornfield. If y'all
man,
remember. That was their version, because what was it? Laughing did the little doors. And so Hee-Haw's response was people coming out of the cornfield to tell a joke and then disappearing back into the cornfield of tall corn. And that they're like, our jokes are super corny. Versus Laughing, they're supposed to be hee-hee funny.
Mm-hmm.
And Hee-Haw is supposed to be hee-haw corny. And so, yes, that is, I feel so old and dated in this, but you know what? All right, Tom, you put something in. Should I share it or what?
Yeah, I guess so. I figure like we can see the here's how I make videos. So the app I use is called YouCut, just YOUCUT. I only know for sure it's an Android app. I don't remember if it's on iOS or not.
But I want to say iPhone has an app that's inherent to iPhone that, like, there's iMovie, but there's something else.
Yeah,
iPhone may have that most people say is very user friendly.
Yeah, like, but I will say, just at least for Android, I'm like, this is free. To use this, there is a pay version for more complex videos to make, but for a lot of my stuff, which is simple, I don't use more than 20. I don't use more than like 5 or 6 vids to link together anyway. This works for me pretty well.
Real quick, I want to show. This is, you see that second? That's what it looks like. Trying to get it to boot so you can see. This is what it looks like. I don't have a paid. I don't think I have a paid. Right?
No, you don't.
Okay, just checking. I've just got the free version. This is what it looks like. And you just press the little plus sign. When you press new project or one you've already worked on, you can see I've already worked on one, drafts, and so on. Okay. So I just wanted y'all to have that knowledge. So you know exactly which app we were talking about. We're not sponsored. I want to make that clear. We're not sponsored.
But we're willing to be, or at least I am.
And in fact, that's actually one of the reasons why when we stalled out for a year at about a little over 1,000 subscribers, I was like, but Tom, we can't get sponsorship for less than 5,000 subs. Like, that is a thing. Like, almost nobody will sponsor you or give you a sponsorship if you have less than 5,000 subs. And ideally for most management teams, because if you see the channels that have frequent sponsorships, including all the VPN websites.
By the way, I did post the Android and iOS version links for this.
Okay.
For this app.
So, but if you want sponsorship or you want to be able to sign on with a management team that helps you secure sponsorship, you would need 5 to 25,000 subscribers. Those are the minimum. And at 5,000 subscribers, honestly, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. You can't really make as many decisions, such as ethical decisions about, who you take on a sponsorship. So that was why I was like, but Tom, we have to grow if we want to be able to, like, pick and choose. Because yes, I would love it if Canada Dry would sponsor me. Okay, I would be so thrilled. I love Canada Dry. Or let me be perfectly honest with y'all. If there was a plus size dress company or something that I liked their outfits and they were affordable and they fit me well, I would be like, yes, please. But that's not even an option if you're like at 1,000 subs. It's just not an option. So yes, if I want to pick and choose, we've got to grow. And that was in part why Tom and I went about researching this and finding out, if you want to grow, you got to do shorts.
But the one thing I will say about doing it on your phone, especially using an app like this, is your phone actually has some built-in, especially any phone made in the last 5 years, has some built-in silicon on your processors that make processing video very fast. You can do these edits much quicker than you can on most modern computers without a good graphics card. And so that's the other reason why I actually took to doing a lot of these edits on my phone. And then once I have it mostly done, then I might also upload it to Canva or something for finishing processing. But yeah, so let me just do a simple one. And I will show you some little tricks I've picked up along the way. Also, I've already got the YouTube app, the regular one, logged into the Glory Writes the Blues account, so that I can directly upload from this app to the YouTube account. So let me just pick this one of Leia Kitty hiding up top.
Tom, you may want to turn off your blue light filter.
I have.
Okay.
I'm not sure why it's
just dimly lit in our house. Okay. Also, she's up at the ceiling. It is not well lit.
Yeah.
But,
she is in what is supposed to be our dining room that I turned into a pantry.
Yes. I'm just here's. But as you can see also at the bottom, there's a little timer count. Tell me what point I am, and I need to trim this because I have about a second for people's attention that they need to see something interest. And it is hard to tell with just that paw there that there is a cat. So first I'm just going to trim it, and I will just drag it over until I double check where Kitty shows up.
Look at the little face.
And then pull back. And there we go. So now we've got it so it's timed correctly. The next one, of course, is filters.
Yeah.
That's the other part I like about this is it makes video correct, the visual correction a lot easier to do. So I can pick from pre-made ones, or because I'm fancy and I have skills in this. Let me just add in my usual stuff. Vignette is your friend. It darkens the corner so that your people's eyes go immediately to the center. That is the use of it. Shadows is the darkness. And I just want to make sure I have a true black. Highlights is white. And we bring that up so it's actually a bit closer to correct. And then...
Is there a way to make it brighter?
Yes.
Or is it plenty bright on your phone?
And that is tightness. Tightness. lightness.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
And let me just increase contrast a little bit. And there. I can change warmth if the color's off a little bit. So it's now so I've compensated because it was inside and the light is very warm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now closer to true. And then I hit the little check mark to apply. And it now applies it to the whole video. As I said, you can add sparklies.
Yes, Tom likes the sparklies. We saw them at the end of the most recent 10-minute kitty timer that I played. But as you pointed out, young people like the sparklies.
Ooh, careful with the flash there.
But if I wanted to feel a little bit fancier, I can also do the little opening shutter or fade in. But since this one's only 8 seconds, it's let me go find, where is it? Yes.
Disco. Nice.
Yeah.
I know what I'll be using later.
Yes, it's one of his favorites, but as he points out, he saw it a bunch in young people's shorts. So it must appeal to them.
Ah.
So, look, young people are much more on YouTube and watching Reels and watching TikToks than older folks anyway. And when I say older, I mean over 40. So, look, we're trying to skew this to appeal to a younger audience because they're so much of a larger audience than our own contemporaries.
Oh, someone's hit the nostalgia. He was like, oh my God.
Yes. Such a small baby. Was he really that small, though?
Yeah, I was just like, that child is a large child.
Grew up on Miracle Grow.
Yes.
So
look at this. Oh, this is so trashy. It's fantastic, Tom.
And then let me add a smoke effect for when Kitty disappears.
Yep. Hi, Jenna.
So right now, though, if you look, you can see that the smoke effect still has little arrows, so I can adjust what time it starts.
Mm-hmm.
And if I use both my fingers, I can zoom in to increase the how fast or slow I go by the video. So see, I can go to even finer, fractions of a second.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a long video, even 50 seconds, I may want to zoom out so I can make sure. But it's standard touch controls, very simple. And once I'm done with that, if you look in the center left side, you will see a little down arrow just under the video. I click on that when I am done with this effect.
Okay.
And that brings me back to the main video controls.
Nice.
If I want to go back to an effect, I just click on that. So if I wanted to go check on the smoky again, I would just click on it and there it pops up again.
Oh, nice.
Or I click on it again and it disappears. So I can select specific effects as I'm adjusting them for different things. One that I do in mine, because nobody cares about it, but it's just for me. I like to use text in mine. So I will put in, now normally my keyboard would pop up, but since I am sharing to my computer, it defaults to my keyboard.
Gotcha.
It's give me one sec.
Jenna says coffee for like button. Very nice. Thank you, Jenna. Where's Kitty?
There is the text. I can resize it, of course.
Or change the font or change the color of the letters.
Yeah. So here is another trick I figured out in part because of what Kat taught us before with some other things. So it's hard to get the color right on some of these.
Yeah.
Where
So
did you get all those color options?
So, okay, but watch, here's another trick. So once I've got it correct for what I want, and I've got it timed correctly. So I don't want...
You don't want it there the whole time.
Yeah, I just want it to here.
Okay.
Once I've got it lined up correctly in the video, and note it's still selected. You see how it's still got the little arrows on either side. I can adjust time. Mm-hmm. It's got all mine. Here's a trick. I hit copy. I've now got it identical to the other one. I can now go in and adjust, hit bold, change it to a light color. Now let's get something truly...
Something colorful.
So you might notice a little. How about this?
Okay.
And we've now got bold selected. And there's now a small outline of that pink under it because the bold is slightly bigger.
Oh.
So that's how I can get a semi-outline of two colors for my text.
So it pops a little more.
That's
so I can make sure there's some contrast in there. But like, yeah, if you ever have I can't quite find the right color, but I've got one close, you can then go in and just copy it and change it to bold. And then just make sure you select the one you want on top that is the not bold. So, but that's how you can get the two color text.
Mm-hmm.
Also in here, you can do little text. Have effects. So,
animations.
Oh, cool. I wish I had known about that when I was making my first video.
So
no, I will totally take your twins. Send them here.
So and if I don't do on the other one, look, now it slides in.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
All right. And if I at another one, if you need to add interest, because like Kitty has now disappeared, I can put in a sticker. And I can use GIFs. I can even search. So it's not quite working as well with...
Is it when you hit it, you hit her and nothing happened?
Not while I've got this computer, this sharing. Like when I'm hitting enter, it's not working the same as... Ah, there we go. Versus I think actually what worked better might be...
Explosions. Ooh, yeah.
I like that one that is on the left side.
That one?
I think so.
The top left now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
So we can again adjust size.
Boom.
Hit the check mark to say okay for it. But I don't actually want it to repeat. So let me find where it ends. And then I will bring it, I'll shorten it right to that line. And my phone does a haptic feedback where it will motion real quick. It'll move, it'll hit that little motor to move slightly when I line them up. So I know even with my finger controls that I've aligned it.
Mm.
So there's, so I can add just a little bit of, silliness and fun.
Yeah. Is this corny enough for you, Eva? Because, yeah, this is silly, corny fun. But why not? As Bonnie said, or was it, no, Stephanie said, the ones that are just she's tried the least, she just messed around with, they have the highest views of like, just, having a good time, right?
And note right now, I can adjust even here, like if I want it to be a little more see-through.
Nice. Yes, Eva, I love corny too.
There. Another important one to note and keep track of is background. As I said, for YouTube Shorts, it has to be 9:16. It has to be vertical. So if you want to make sure it is correctly done, just click on the TikTok.
Oh, I've been wondering
way,
which one I have to click.
The
and that way, and also, but you can crop this in, and it'll still be correctly aligned. Like it'll be the correct dimensions. If, on the other hand, if you need to add an additional background or something because it's the wrong size, you can. But there is the correct size now. If I needed to crop it though, come on, where are you? There you are. To get in a little bit more on the action. And I'm going to undo this because I don't need to, but here, if I want to zoom in on the action to make it a little bit more obvious. I can either crop in and then it'll do what it usually does, which it'll expand it. See how I've now got these little hazy bars above and below to fill in the empty space? Or I can hit that back arrow and undo it. I can click crop again. Now I click the 9:16, and no matter how I move it, it'll always be the right ratio. So I won't have to deal with those bars or anything to fill in. And see, now I'm zoomed in more. Like, the controls are pretty simple, but they do let you do a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
And because if I remember right, we were actually talking, I have removed the audio on this. Click the mute clip. If you have multiple clips you're putting together, you can actually do them separately, even in the same one.
Oh, cool.
And it'll give you an option with either a single check mark or 2 check marks, which will let you apply to all the videos, all the clips you've got together at once.
That's nice and convenient.
So like if you had multiple little clips you put together and then you realize you need to adjust the color on all of them, you can do that as a mass one of, just hit, let me hit apply all. Or if you just need that one video to be a little bit color different, or if you want to make one black and white or something. Again, you can do them separately or together. I find this app surprisingly powerful for simple video editing. But and if I want, I can do a little voiceover. There's the little record audio.
Mm.
And I could do something really ridiculous like, oh yes, I forgot the voice changer.
Monster.
Where am I hiding? Smoke bomb. Of there, I've now got a human voice in there. I can play it back to check.
Yeah, this doesn't allow him to share the audio. So true. Can you change it from monster to something else?
Child. I have to re-record it.
Okay.
Yes, let's see. What was it? Where am I hiding? Ah, smoke bomb.
Where am I hiding? Ah, smoke bomb.
I love it.
Nice.
So delightfully silly.
There. I can, I can change the effects on that still.
Mm-hmm.
I can change the voice changer. I can have it fade in and fade out. Because you can put in music, I can trim it. I can change speed. I can delete it. You can do all the things you need to. And if I want to, this actually has music built in. And their usual one is just you have to watch an ad to get one of the pieces of music unlocked. And for these shorts, since YouTube has the licenses built in, because these are not all licensed for regular usage. Like I would not use this music for my long form videos. Still, that is a separate one we'll do, but there is plenty of music you can check out and such. Of check it by mood, by your situation, a festival feel, ambient, cheerful. It's got some fun options, especially for these little short videos. But so I've got my little video now. Let me save it. I can actually upsize it because I've noticed there are some, especially the kids, who are like, no, it must be in the highest of definition. And personally, I like a little bit more cinematic feel, so 24 frames per second instead of anything higher. Also, it makes it a little bit smaller. That's my usual settings. I'll save. I hit save. And now it's making the video. See, it only takes a few seconds.
And see, it is actually surprisingly fast, let alone on a phone.
And I can also do this for my longer videos. Like if I wanted to actually edit the 20-minute videos, it would work just fine for that as well. And I can even upsize the video to, a higher 1080p or 4K. And now I can, since I've already got my YouTube on the Glory Writes the Blues channel, I can just hit YouTube there. And here's the fun thing about if I do it this way. If you upload a short through the app directly, would you go
what is that? Is that general? Where is that?
I can still add music through the YouTube catalog, which I'll show you in a minute.
Oh, see, I was trying to figure that out last night, and I went to the desktop computer, and I downloaded it and sent it to my phone, and it was a process.
Okay, here, I'll show you an easier way in just a moment.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
May have just been delayed.
Updates from before.
Yeah, I think that's just Maybe.
So let me just add in a description. Because I like to build up a couple of these because I don't know when I actually want to post them. As I said, it matters when you post. I will just do private. Also, this lets me do a few other things. So let me just make it a private video. No, it's not made for kids. Never mark it made for kids. So I can find them. I just keep them all under the playlist for short vids. I can add some tags if I want.
And again, ChatGPT is really good for finding tags for YouTube. So Laura asked, "Don't you need a hashtag short in the description?" No, you do not. But it does have to be like 59 seconds or less.
And it must be vertically oriented.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be 16 by 9. So now that I've done all the important parts, I hit upload.
There's another important reason why you want, before you upload, you always want to mark it private. And that is because if it's public, that algorithm clock is ticking the moment you upload.
Yeah.
And you need to buy yourself that time to decide when to make it public so that it's exactly when you want it to go live. And that's why it's so important for you to mark it private and just upload it. And then later you will decide when you're going to make it public. Because with that algorithm, you've got like, what is it? How long do you get? I know at one point we thought it was 60 minutes, but now it may actually be 22 minutes for it to start picking up, or else it's dead in the water. And you'll have to remove it from YouTube and then re-upload it.
Yeah.
And then do this again. That's why that ticking clock of the algorithm is so important to pay attention to.
All right, so we've now uploaded the video. It's private. It is not being seen by anyone. It's not been actually posted to YouTube or anything. It's just now under the Glory Writes the Blues account. Okay? Because that is the account I am under on the YouTube app. So here's how we add music, especially if you're doing regular videos and you want to put some music in, like say your timers, or any other ones, or just you would like some music but you don't want to share possible monetization money later on with,
or you want to go look up ChatGPT tags. since we have found ChatGPT tags for YouTube is so good,
Mm-hmm.
you want to buy that time to go put in the ChatGPT tags into that video first.
So here's the next step. So now you're going to go over to your computer. And you're going to go to Studio. For those who've never gone to if you go to YouTube on your channel, you can then click on your image and you can click on Studio. And once you're in here, you go to your content. And there's, Ninja Kitty's found. If you see this little red and white squiggle, that shows you it's a short. And actually, sorry. Where is it?
I think you have to click on the title. No, not that one. Okay. Yeah, click on the name.
Yeah, you're right. There we go. So we clicked on the title. And then we go down to editor. There is now a little editor built into YouTube.
It's like the snap, what is that thing called? The clapper?
It's a clapper board. This is where you can trim out things. You can blur them out if you realize later you didn't mean to have something in that scene, or if you have somebody's face there you didn't want. But you can also add audio.
You can add for the YouTube library.
And all of this is free.
So much more convenient than what I
You
was.
don't have to share the money.
So think of a word. Silly. Figure out, which.
It's not playing anything.
Well, that's because I've.
You didn't share the audio?
No, actually, I just didn't hear anything either.
Oh. Okay, let's try Little Fish. Maybe it has to load?
Probably.
Wager with Angel.
Actually, I kind of like that one when you're not.
Yeah,
looking.
when you're not looking.
So let me click on add. So I've now added it. But it's a little loud for the audio.
Oh, so you go to that adjust button.
Now I can adjust the mix level. And I can check on it.
Where am I hiding?
Oh yes, this is too perfect.
This thing is just layers of ridiculous.
Yes. Honestly, I want it a little bit quieter. There.
It's thinking thoughts. And yeah, so Eva says, shouldn't I just upload 100 shorts at once? And Stephanie's like, you could make 100 shorts and just save them as drafts, and then when you feel like it, share 1 or 2 a day. We have done that. Where Tom uploaded 20 in 2 days, and then slowly over a couple weeks just put them out when it looked like people were
Where am I hiding?
Yeah, that audio level is close to what I'm looking for. So now that I've got the audio set as I want, and you can see I can also change. Yeah, I won't love you. Yeah, I can
You can remove it.
I've now got the music set as I want. All I hit is save. And this way I can add audio directly. I don't have to download it onto my phone or, do all those steps like you heard Megan having to do.
Tried to do.
Yeah, you can use the built-in processor video editor for your video, since you have not actually posted it live. It's just private right now.
Because video shorts with music do tend to rate better or get more views than ones with nothing, unless they are specifically ASMR. But just like ambient sound doesn't usually do that well. So,
unless you're like taking at the beach or something in the waves, because that did really well for me. But that's
an ASMR.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Versus just, the sound, the white noise, the low level white noise in a living room is not necessary. Like, especially
it's not very compelling.
Right. Especially if it's very quiet versus, the ASMR, you would want to maybe turn that sound even up further. So people could hear it better. And so that's what I'm saying is.
So here's the one problem, though, of doing drafts through the YouTube app, which I just realized is what people are talking about, versus doing drafts on the UCut app and then uploading to YouTube. So if you upload a short directly through the YouTube app, it will immediately mark it as a short. You cannot use the video editor on those shorts. It will not let you add music then. It will only let you add copyrighted music through the YouTube app to your drafts.
It's kind of rude.
Yes.
You hear that, YouTube? It's rude.
You can see right now, though, it is still in the middle of processing. Once that's all done, then I can set when I want it to play. So, like, if I click on here and go back, I can change my visibility and I can schedule. And you see its default ones are on the 15 marks. Do not put them there. Most videos are going to go up then. Set for, just type in a time that looks good, that we've shown you our analytics. You see other people of experiment, but just do a few minutes off, like, do 3 minutes past the hour, 4 minutes past the hour. And then when you schedule it, hit done. But right now, I'm still just saving it private. I will post it up later. And once I've done that and I've scheduled it, it's ready to go. It will publish it at the time I have set. No more worries. Nice. But also, it has to process it for a bit. So if you directly upload, it'll upload the lowest quality one first. And again, you won't get very good responses. Like, that's actually part of the problem with this one. I just posted over the hours. I posted it directly. And let's see, where's there. And just, it's not going to have much response. So it does help actually to first do it private, let it finish processing it so it can be shown at the highest quality. And you've got music added to it if you want, if it's not an ASMR or something. And you're good to go. But that's the simplest way I've found to make these short videos, is using the UCut app with little videos I've made. And then, I usually build up 10 or 20 for a week or two, and I'll post them up as I'm feeling like it. Also, this way you can make videos in advance. So, like, I have made ones for Easter. You know, here's a little Easter basket, you know, flyby goodies.
Yes, Eva, private first.
But usually, depending on the time of day and essentially how much videos are being uploaded, it can vary when it's processing for it to finish anywhere from 5 minutes after you add music to it maybe up to an hour later.
Yeah, I've had it take an hour during like a Friday evening where YouTube is very busy. Like late at night on a Friday, you know, like 9 or 10 p.m. my time. Yeah, it took an hour for that, because that was the first time Tom showed me how I could, you know, cut. I could edit and you cut, and you could do it all myself. And then we uploaded it, and then he did all of this. Everything he showed you, he showed me first. And, you know, then I pulled out my laptop and he showed me how to put the music on, and I selected one, I found one I liked and everything. And then the processing, it took a whole hour because I kept the laptop open and kept monitoring it. But since it was a Friday evening, YouTube was busy. It took a whole hour for like a 36-second short.
See, there it is finished.
Just be aware. It depends on the time of day and the day of the week.
Yeah, see, now it's finished. I will say that while descriptions and tags are not very important overall for shorts, titles are, because titles are what people see in their app if they are going to click on it directly and not just coincidentally see it when they are scrolling through videos.
Mm-hmm.
So do try to make punchy titles. Also consider using emojis in your title to get a better response, especially for younger audience or people where English is a second language.
Yeah, we found the emojis work really well for, like, say, our middle of the night posts. So people in Europe, Middle East, and parts of Asia are very likely to see it first thing in the morning. English is not their primary language necessarily. And so the emojis are very helpful for them to immediately understand and click on it. So we found greater success when, interspersing emojis as is appropriate to the title.
And that is where typing this up on your phone also makes it easier, because your keyboard will show you potential emojis you can use for different words. But some people do actually have it where it will only show them high definition videos. Mm-hmm. So that's again where I suggest, save it and upload it in a higher definition and let it, again, that's another perk of using the UCut app or something similar, is I can upsize the video for the final product.
Nice. Very handy.
Does anyone have any questions? I see Eva's got, is there a way to remove the TV in the background without removing the purrs in the foreground?
You mean the audio wise?
I think so. She's talking about audio.
That is where you'd have to re-record it.
And overlay just a purrs.
Yeah, but as you saw, I can actually, once I have the video, I can just hit the record button again on the video, and you could just literally pet your kitty.
Re-record that purring.
Yeah, for your video that you've already got set up is about the best you can do.
Yeah.
Because, that is a problem, is background audio. Yeah. If it's not really good, you're going to have to redo it. Hence I muted that clip just in case, because, I'm pretty sure there was some TV sounds going on while I filmed that.
Yeah.
But welcome to ADR. This is how Hollywood makes movies and videos. Is everyone thinks, oh, well, you've got that boom mic recording everything in a movie. No, most movies now, they have to go back in and go into a sound studio and re-record the lines they said at that time, because it wasn't clean enough for modern stereo systems.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to be just like Hollywood.
Yep. But yeah, you can just re-record a cat purr. Truthfully. Or make your own voiceover. Or just put in music, honestly. You have several options. And you can honestly play around with it.
And you can even insert it later.
Mm-hmm.
Like just record literally your cat when you have a moment of 2 minutes straight of purring, and then just use that same clip of purring in your different cat videos where purring is appropriate.
Eva, I wouldn't just leave the TV sounds in there because you could get copyright stricken for having it in there, in playing in the background, the sound of it. So I would either replace it with some music, or, if for the cat purring video, do what Gloria and Tom just suggested of re-recording the purring without the stuff in the background, and then just putting it over the original clip.
Yeah, Noah's right. That's why sometimes the audio doesn't 100% match the lips, even if it's the same line and the same actor recording. Yeah, ADR is a big deal.
But, as you see, like, it doesn't actually take me that much time. These are, less than a minute long clips. Make them short and punchy. You have 1 to 2 seconds for the video to start being interesting. Like, if it takes more than a second or two, they will probably have already gone on to the next. So, make sure you start at the action. This is a short. This is not a long form. And you saw, like, there was big motion at the beginning. That's why I had these Where's Kitty slide in.
Because it's eye-catching. And it also tells the viewer what to expect, so they're going to get that dopamine from correctly predicting what's about to happen.
And yeah, like, even us adults, we hit that scroll to the next video fast.
And that's why you got 6 seconds. You got 6 seconds in your short to catch them before they're likely to just keep scrolling. So you want something interesting or appealing or eye-catching within the first 6 seconds. And then you've got up to a minute, although to be perfectly honest, you've got more like 30 seconds. I mean, like, some content, they'll stay longer than 30 seconds, like dogs and cats, pets, little babies. Oh, when the pudge on the legs just rolls. Oh, but for the most part, yeah, you got 6 seconds to catch them, and then you got them for about 30 seconds before they move on, unless it's hooked them again. So just like it is. Sometimes people are like, oh, well, I don't know that I can do that. Like, again, breathe. You're going to be okay. It's really, the bar is low. Okay. Something has to happen. We're writers. We can make something happen. We can literally put words. We can have like words slide in, risky business style. Just, where's Kitty? We're writers. We can do this. And then something needs to then happen to pay off, and then they move on. And that's all you need. But you can have a quiet thing like, here's my messy room, then here I cleaned it up. Let me do a pan. And and then like one of those little like kind of animated stickers where it's like, yay, audio, clapping or something. Yes, they're happy, because so we as humans experience that parasocial thing, where if you watch a video where someone pans their, like, say, messy desk or something, and they're like, now I cleaned it, and then they pan and it's clean, we feel, watching the video, our brain feels a sense of accomplishment as if we did it. And so, yeah, people are more likely to subscribe to you in the hopes that you'll have more videos like that where they can feel that momentary sense of accomplishment, even though they did not clean your desk, you did. they feel it watching the video of you. You showed it messy and then you showed it clean. So again, the bar is low. You can do this. Anybody can do this.
And this also points out where I was talking about the human voice is so compelling for toddlers and all humans. Use like when the content is so consistent, like those who just read Reddit threads with the threads on screen. I'll listen 1.5 times before I remember to scroll. Because we are programmed to listen to humans talk. Just remember this. Also, I did want to get back real quick and mention a few other things, sort of finishing up tips and tricks I can teach everyone. So about apps and things to help you make these videos. We talked about it earlier. There's Canva. There's also Instagram and TikTok also have video editors built into their apps that most people are familiar with, and do save videos. You may not always realize, but yeah, when you Instagram post a video, it actually first saves one on your phone that you can upload. And you can also use Midjourney and other AI art bots to help you make visuals as well. Like as we showed, a week or two ago. I can't remember how long.
Last week.
I have no sense of time. And one last little thing that 90% of people do not care about. But I have a lot of longer videos that it takes me a while to find the scenes I like. And for that, on your computer, there's a free program called Lossless Cut. It is it's freeware, and it will let you just literally cut out a scene or slice up a video into shorter videos in no time at all. It doesn't recode them or anything. It just will let you cut them up into sections. So if you want to work on this on your computer, it will save you a lot of time, because most will have to, every time you edit and trim a video, it's like, now let us re-encode it. It's like, do we really have to? I don't want to wait that long. This is a great piece of software that I will post a link and leave one in there called Lossless Cut. Let me show y'all real quick. So yeah, for those who are on their laptops, I highly recommend this to cut up your videos. And see, it's literally just called Lossless Cut.
There you go. I got you in there, Tom.
So here was one I was doing of a short section. We see this is just a minute long. But let's say I needed to start, like the actual interesting part starts right here. I then hit the little finger on the left side to begin. That's where this will now start. And if I want to end it right here, I just hit on the other, and that's where it ends. But let's say there was something else of interest in this video, and it begins right here. I'll just add a new segment.
Oh, I need this.
And there is the next part. And then when I finish dividing up and I have all the segments now of the video that I need. Let me make sure that it does separate files. I'm not trying to trim out anything. That's what merge cuts is. But I just need separate files. And I just hit export. It will export it to my usual one. It'll automatically name it so they don't overlap. And there, it's done. It took literally no time. I mean, admittedly, these are only, 20 and 30-second videos, but still, like you saw, this took no time just to make a copy of that section. And there, I've now got these segments I can edit individually. I can work on my phone. I can upload to YouTube. However I want to edit it, these little segments are now ready to go. But like if you recorded long video, like you used a, what do you call it? An action camera. It's a great way to get just the little scenes you need from your action camera to post. And then, like, as you saw, you can edit on your phone, switch it to 6:9, or just crop into the vertical 6:9 that's interesting in the video frame and make your shorts that way. But if you're working on your laptop with video, or like say, you're making timers, or you're editing long form videos for YouTube in this, I highly recommend you just use Lossless Cut to do these scene cut segments.
So question about Lossless Cut. Where would you suggest getting it from? Like,
give me one sec and I will post the link.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see. Eva also wants a link for UCut. Let me go back and get that. And if you are watching this after broadcast, we will have it as a pinned comment. Have these links. So you can also, anybody who is watching now or who's watching later, you can always go and look at the pinned comment for the links for the things that we're talking about. Okay, so here is UCut. And then Tom, you're working on Lossless?
Yeah.
Cool. So there is the Android app link. And this is the website for that app. I'm going to say, where's the iOS link, y'all?
It was right below it.
No, I was talking about on their website.
Oh.
Like, there.
Here's the link for Lossless Cut. It's a little bit more confusing if you haven't used it. Here's also a link for the direct GitHub one for the project. But that SourceForge one will let you just download the executable and everything, and it's a little bit easier to work with if you haven't used, GitHub before.
Yeah, I haven't used GitHub, so, or at least not in a long time and without extensive directions.
But yeah, just go here, download. It'll just, it'll be a bunch of files, and of course there's a little executable file. Just click on that. And that'll let you run this app. But it's very low power. Any laptop can run this. Even a decade-old laptop will work just fine. If you need to just make your segment videos for a larger video. Let me check. I think that was the only other real app I wanted to mention. Because there's definitely other videos out there on YouTube that are much better than I can explain about Instagram and TikTok apps on how to use them correctly. Never forget, though, that your phone has a camera app and you can record video with it. Everything is content. Also, I loved one recently of a woman who does knitting videos. She posts on Instagram, and she's like, for those wondering how I, do my knitting videos, here's how I do it. She literally just she took her phone, just put it in her, shelf cami, and that's how she records her videos of her knitting.
I tried that trick, but I'm a little too chesty for it to work.
Yeah, I was just say yours are a little too. There's
Yeah.
not enough in between.
Yeah, no. I was like, this is not working. So it only works if you are of a certain bra size.
They do make though these sort of neck holders for tablets and phones to actually hang it around your neck.
Nice.
That you can also get. I can't remember what it's called offhand though. You might just want to look up, hands-free phone holder. If you also though want to get those kind of videos of just working up close with your hands. But yeah, look up hands-free phone holders to do those, because most people's phones now are more powerful and better quality video recording devices than you can get for under several $100s for a dedicated video recording device. Like your phone should be in many times your first choice to record video with. Yeah, those little magnetic plates holders for your phone work great. Oh, Eva, I have so many videos I have not posted of driving around, including driving through Arkansas, that I just haven't uploaded or worked on yet.
Yeah.
That I may do at a later date for those who just want to go driving for 8 hours.
Yep. Yeah, early in the pandemic, I was watching tons of those on my TV on YouTube of people just driving. Because I really wanted to go driving. I wanted to go places on road trips and pandemic. So, and I was like, other people might like it too.
I actually was using for my novel videos from the 1950s of people just driving around taking videos of the scenery, and that helped me figure out like what kind of buildings were there, like so I could get like, and down on 3rd Street there was this building that looked like this and had this as its sign, and
and I will really say though, for driving videos and any of these non-shorts videos, highly recommend going to ChatGPT and asking for recommended YouTube tags, so that to help people find your videos, because what the tags are is what are the search terms people use to find these videos. Especially with like driving and other stuff where there's not a lot of audio for it to transcribe, to figure out what people might be looking for. Tags are very important. So make sure you check and get the right kind of tags to help people find your videos. Because I am absolutely certain there are lots of people out there who want to see Denver drives.
Yes.
Time lapse, any kind. Like, it's a beautiful area. Like, I mean, it is gorgeous.
I like to put those kind of drives up on my television while I'm cleaning or puttering around the house. It's just nice to see, the scenery. And because I have so many good memories of various road trips, I miss being in the car, going on lovely drives.
Yeah.
So, surely I'm not alone in that other people also, or at least some people, enjoy that. Also, let's be honest, you'll pick up some view hours that way. Because anybody watching it probably is of a similar mindset of something to play, particularly in the background, but you're getting view hours for those sort of things. So why not? I will say, if you are recording that, I would recommend at least a quarter mile away from your house before you have it start playing the video playing for, say, YouTube. Whenever we record those, we always wait till we get out of town or we get at least a couple miles away from the house before we start recording. and then we just start driving and we have the recording going. And then before we go back home, we'll stop recording before we're like in our neighborhood. So just for safety reasons, I just mentioned that, you know, I know most of y'all, like, y'all all can come to my house. But as see with bots and trolls, I don't need randos showing up in my house, and neither do you. But yeah, like the vast majority of people are cool, awesome folks, and will love your driving videos, particularly if you're like, oh, I know this drive is nice. I love driving this. It's beautiful. You know, Tom and I, like for instance, when we were in California, we drove along, what was it, Highway 1?
Mm-hmm.
And we drove by, was it Pebble Beach, Pismo Beach? What was it called? It was iconic. But we drove all along this windy road on the edge of the ocean. And it was just so beautiful. I would love to watch more recorded videos of people driving along that because I miss doing that. I don't miss all the people standing in the road to watch the sunset. Get out of the road, y'all. The sun will not protect you from a car coming around a hairpin turn. But I very much would love to watch a video of that drive in either going north or going south along the coastline of California. It was a beautiful drive. And then when we were doing it, when we were actually driving it, this was before we had a recording though. There was the morning when we set out, it was foggy. So it was beautiful beach to our left. And on our right was these rolling hills with fog. It looked like dragons could have come out of there. It was so beautiful and so cool. And I said to Tom at the time, it looks like dragons would just come out of this fog. And because they're going to the beach, this would just be the coolest thing to record. And that was actually where we started talking about what would it take to get equipment to record our drives. So again, I just like to point out, like, we're not the only ones who enjoy these lovely drives. So if you're thinking about it, consider this your encouragement. But anyway, about shorts, did anyone have any more questions or comments or anything? It's okay if you think of them later. You can put it in the comments or let us know in Discord. And we will do our best to address and satisfy your queries. I know it's queries, but I like saying queries. And yes, at, let's see, 8 p.m. my time, so 9 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we will convene in the Unicorn Council Clubhouse voice chat to hang out, play games, and all the goodness. We hope you'll join us. But at the very least, we hope you'll join us next week. What are we going to talk about next week? I have no idea. That's true. What was our final thoughts? Did anybody have final thoughts?
My only final thought is that I know that this can seem like a lot of information overload, like learning all of this stuff, but the nice thing about YouTube Shorts is that it's very open for experimentation, for trying out new things. Like, all you have to do is like try something out. If it doesn't work, you just take the video down, mess with it a little bit, try it again. You know, it's not like this do or die thing. Like, oh no, I put it out and now it's out there for the world forever. You know, you can do things with it, and the experimentation is the fun part. Just have a lot of fun with it. And I think you'll get a lot of results just from having a good time. So that is my final spiel.
I agree. Like, just get a little bit zany with it and try some things. And you might even find success with something that you didn't really have a good time doing. You don't ever have to do it again. Nobody's coming to like wag their finger at you. You can just make the shorts you have fun making and still have a lot of people appreciate what you've made. You can use the shorts to grow your channel, to grow your channel enough to be monetized, or even grow your channel enough to qualify for sponsorships of things that you actually want to be sponsored by, rather than just, well, okay. Or you can do none of those things and just make shorts, because why not? Why not? Why not just have a good time and make something creative? It's fun. To be perfectly honest, like, I was like, oh, this feels like another skill I have to learn, and I'm not sure that I've got the mental bandwidth for this. And then Tom honestly showed me the app, the UCut, and he was like, here, you, because I had made a video of the cat,
Yeah.
you know, where she was like, no, hold me. And I was like, oh, well, I guess this is my life now. And I had made a video for Tom, like, just to amuse him with this. And he's like, let's make this a video, but you're going to do it on your phone. I'm not going to do it. You're going to do it. And like, just held me my hand, you know, one Friday night. And so I made it the way I wanted to. And that included some weird filters. He was like, try this filter. I was like, okay. Oh, why? It looks like a VHS. This is weird. He's like, that's what the young people like. Okay, then we'll do that. And then he showed me, you upload it to YouTube, but have it set for private. And then he showed me on the laptop how to add the music, but I added which music I chose I wanted to put on there. It was fun the whole time, even learning it. Like, it wasn't, you know, sometimes when you learn something, it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
This was not uncomfortable at all, at least for me. And this was not so out of my wheelhouse that it was uncomfortable. This was just, it's a click on the things and the thing, and then the next thing. And essentially, Tom showed me what he just showed all of y'all. It was fun. So you could even have this video up again, up to the part where Tom then goes over how he did UCut on his phone with your phone or whatever app you're using. And you could just follow along with your video. Try it out. Give it a try. Just give it a try. See what you think. Since you're setting it for private when you upload it, you don't have to share the video. But you can, should you ever want to. And you don't have to make a ton of shorts, but you can now that you know how to do it. It's all up to you. And, you know, maybe you just, like, I mean, I've thought about, like, Megan's like, I want your pantry articles and stuff. And I'm like, oh, Megan, my pantry is nothing to covet. My pantry is like an ADHD doom pantry.
And that sounds so interesting to me.
But functional for me. But it's not pretty, because I only care about it being functional, not about it being pretty.
Yeah.
But it's like, well,
I just want to see what spices you have in your pantry.
Oh gosh.
Girl. Even if I did a flyby, you would not see them because there's layers. That even
Nice.
I think sometimes I'm like, Tom, help me find this. Because there's so many. We've got them just everywhere. It's a doom ADHD. Yes, it is a doom box filled by the Fae. My entire pantry and kitchen is a doom box that has been organized by the Fae. And it's like, if you want the documentation, but don't like hate me of like, you know, this is how I live, y'all. I hope you'll still love me afterwards. But I thought about it of like, look, if I'm going to make pictures and make an article for Substack for Megan, then I probably will make a few flyby videos of this is how I live, y'all. Let's see if you really love me or if it's conditional approval. We'll find out. Is this unconditional love? Because I will. I'll show you how I live. But it works for me, which is all I care about, since I'm the one who's working in this space. So again, but I'm less intimidated about making the videos because I don't have to go through Tom. I don't have to go through someone else to make this for me after I make the raw content. I can actually do it from start to finish by myself, sitting in my recliner. And that feels kind of empowering, quite honestly. And I want everyone else to have that too.
Oh yeah, I do most of my video editing about 30 minutes before I go to sleep on my phone. Of like, that's how I like get bored and tired, is just working on the videos of like, all right, how about that? Because there's no wrong choice
Mm-hmm.
with these videos.
Right.
There's no, I can't believe you did that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all experiment. It's all fun. It's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So be entertained as you're entertaining others.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is, I guess, my final thought of give it a try. You know, and you can honestly just use YouTube, like Eva was talking about, like just for video storage,
Mhm.
and never have them go public. You can honestly just use it for video storage, and that is perfectly within your rights. So there's only wins here. There's no losses. That's what I think is so awesome about this and this new skill, because also, may I point out, once you have put one on YouTube, you could also put it on your resume.
Oh, I don't have it on my resume. I might have to redo my resume that I just printed out a couple copies of.
Short form video production.
Yes, short form video production, from filming through editing to posting.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
all of those are individually listable skills that employers and businesses are very interested in. And it seems intimidating on the outside, but on the inside, we just shown you how it is so approachable. So I'd really love to see more people trying it out. Whatever your experience is, though, please let us know how it went. If you'd like, you could tag us or you could share the link. We definitely want to see. We're here to encourage you and cheer you on. And even if it's a total disaster, we still want to know whether you want to ever share it with us or not. We definitely want to hear about it. So I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. I have no idea. But we hope you'll come anyway. So thanks so much for being here. Good night, everybody.
Bye.